Hello and welcome to the Stanley Parable. It's still 2013, right? What year is it? 2020. Okay, close enough. I'm playing it now. Doesn't matter. The end is never the end.
This
Never
is
the
the
end.
story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
Even weekends?
They were made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Nope.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. He had to make a decision. What if a crucial fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what
I can't
to
jump.
do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh. Well, something happened. Oh, I failed. Huh? Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Hello, co-workers.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up cues from his environment.
Hey, that's just how I am, okay? I gotta try everything. Why does clicking on the filing cabinet sound like I'm typing?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Center door. That didn't work. Okay. Why, it's bright outside. Must be a blizzard.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What an interesting slideshow. What did he say I was supposed to do? Doesn't matter. Oh, broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Make me. I'm exploring this broom closet. Look at this wire.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No way. Stanley hid underneath the stairs for the rest of eternity, laying on this cardboard for warmth. No? Did Stanley not do that?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he...
Turn up the volume. Well, never mind. I can't turn that up. I'll have to do it in post.
Something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment.
Oh no, I'm getting the crazy ending.
None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Oh no.
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Ah!
Why did doors
No!
automatically behind him wherever he went?
Ooh!
Matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion...
Spilled coffee.
On the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Ah!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head? Everything that I'm doing and thinking. Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought
I did think that.
odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Get to the point.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
I am normal.
I am okay.
Stanley's not okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
As it does.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And
Oh no, I'm dead.
she turned to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
You don't have to run. At least perform CPR first. Come on, I may not be completely dead. What was that achievement about clicking something? I saw one. Click door 435 times. There's 430. There
All
we
of
go.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? 5 times? Is that all that you think an achievement is? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Oh god, how high is this gonna go?
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Okay, where's 417? Fuck, they're going up. Oh, no, wait. 420, man. Waiting input. Input received. Oh, I turned it off. Off. Nothing. door 417? Aha.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
That back here? Ah, here it is.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Fuck me, where's door 415?
Now, back to door number 437.
Yes, master.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Fuck, where's the copy machine? Wait, there's no computer over here. It's a pencil sharpener. Where's the copy? Oh, there's the copy.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
What is this achievement?
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes!
Aha!
This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Very excited about this. I'm concerned for the narrator's health.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! That's
What the fuck?
Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Okay. Anything else I should know about? Alright, well, there's another achievement. Don't play the Stanley Parable for 5 years. Alright, I'll see you all in 5 years. Been 5 years yet? Get this achievement. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. Well, tomorrow's Tuesday, although I got other stuff to do with this computer on Tuesday. 8. I should reload this. Boom, there we go. Look at that, Rainbow 430. 8. 8! Nah, let's continue.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize paper. Hire someone to synergize papers. Hey, now you're thinking. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep targets on the topic of something smudged. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. That's confusing. Wow, complete today is unfinished. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market parade. What? What's parade? What does parade mean? Monetize free to play. Everybody's already done that. Nah, no broom closet today.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I want in the executive bathroom. I need to take an executive shit. Please, Stanley needs to take an executive shit. Alright, fine.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
Well, I don't know that, so...
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he was going to do instead.
I refuse to metagame. 5. I'm doing the no metagaming playthroughs of the Stanley Parable, okay?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
I didn't.
Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Alright, fine. Time to metagame.
2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Construction. I live here now.